Here are some great tips and also really good advice to help highly sensitive people when it comes to negative people or draining people or in life in general. I am a highly sensitive person myself, and these are tips that I have used on my journey and have really helped me. I'm still working on some of them myself, but they are really useful to use when it comes to highly sensitive people. The first thing would be to set boundaries. Really start setting boundaries when it comes to the people you're surrounding yourself with, and especially if they're draining or negative around you. If you're not up for that night out and you know you're going to be drained at the end of the day, just say no. Give yourself a timeout. Or if you don't want to do something, say no. Set a boundary. If something isn't right with you, say something. Let the person know. It's just as important to know what you need. And that comes into the second tip, which is really identifying your needs and wants and understanding your needs and wants, and really start working on actually meeting your needs and giving yourself some self-care. And in moments you can't get away, go somewhere. There's always a place to go to regroup when you're out with people, whether that's just simply to the bathroom or just step outside for a moment. I found this to be really helpful. Sometimes there's a lot of energy going on and I'm highly sensitive and I just need to step away for a minute to regroup my energy and ground myself back, and you can do the same. It's actually very important for you to do that as well because it can be very helpful. Also, like I said in my last video, you can visualize a protection bubble, and that can really help. And if you haven't checked that out yet, go to my last video and you can check it out, or I will link it below. It really comes down to becoming aware and planning. Become aware of what you need and identify what's going to happen. If you know that you're going to be going out with this person and they're going to drain your energy, what can you do? What is in your tool house to actually help you before you even go there? Okay, you're going to set some time aside to just take a few moments, or you're going to tell them, okay, can we talk about like something more positive? Can we uplift the conversation, or can we change this conversation? Or maybe it's saying, well, no, I just need to set a boundary there and I can't go out with this person. Whatever you need, figure that out and plan ahead. Now, one last thing I'm going to touch on, which is if you're a highly sensitive person and you're quite empathetic as well, it is important to identify your feelings versus the other person's feelings. One thing I noticed for myself was I would suddenly sometimes start to feel down and feel sad or feel anxious. And I wasn't realizing that it was coming from the other person. It wasn't coming from myself. It was actually coming from the other person, and I was feeling that, and I was picking up on that. I always knew I was highly empathetic, but I never knew to what extreme that it could actually affect my mood and affect my mood throughout the day if I was with that person for a long period of time. And I really had to start identifying what are my feelings. The one thing to help with that is, if you have the same thing, is hold your hands to your heart or your stomach or wherever you're feeling that emotion or feeling coming from and say, is this mine? Ask yourself, is this my feeling or is this someone else's? And see what comes up. Also, sometimes when you're holding it and it's someone else's, the pain might release and go away. But if it's still there, it might be actually yours. And then you can put up protective energy around you and cleanse your energy as well after you're around these people. And I will see you in my next video. If you haven't already, follow me, Olivia Shadid. Love you lots. Mwah.